explain the difference between the different Undici models. So today I'm going to give you a really nice insight into the differences between the models and the differences in the fit. I've done individual videos, but it's very difficult by watching all the individual videos to kind of piece it all together. So what I'm going to do now is give you a really good lowdown on the differences between the models and the differences between the fits. So we'll start at the top of the pile with the Galactico Smart Fit. This is the top of the range model. It is used by many of the AB1 endorsees, and it's been very popular with adult and junior goalkeepers alike. Like we say, it's a smart fit, so it's a snug, tight-fitting glove, and they do fit a lot different to the rest of the gloves within the collection. So let's try the gloves on. And as I've said before, they're a tight-fitting glove, size 8, and I try to use a size 8 in all the models within the Undici collection, just the fits feel different. This feels tight. You've got the option of the different wrist straps that we always speak about. Got the red palm on it, the Giga foam on it, 4mm foam with a 3.5 backing, wrap over thumb. It's a very, very well fitting glove, this. And as you come down from this, there's other options, but another glove at the top end is Fuso. This is Undici Fuso. This features a different latex foam and it fits totally different. So you've got a negative surround on the Galactico. On Fuso, you have a totally different latex and cut. Probably my favourite within the collection, to be quite honest. It is a really nice fitting glove. The Fuso is so different, so it's slightly wider fitting, it's not as narrow, and it's made up with a thicker material on the backhand. It's a neoprene body once again, and it has these rubberized injection added to the backhand for punch protection, and it's got a half strap on it as well. It's got a extended strap as well, just like the Galactico. Galactico does have that extra area there, but it only becomes useful if you're not going to wear the strap. I've seen quite a few pros wear these without the strap. It's a Fuso. It's a lot wider fitting. It's a full negative cut, this one. It's got the wrap over and wrap under thumb, exactly the same as the Galactico, and it's got this half strap. So you don't quite get as a snugger tight fit across the wrist area. It's pretty thick on the backhand. That would be particularly good on a cold, wet day. That would definitely help keep the hands warm. And the foam on this is a 4mm graphite foam. It's a quartz foam. It's slightly different to the others. It's a slightly harder wearing foam, and it's got a 3.5mm backing as well. So there's quite a bit of padding inside, and the hand to ball contact is good, but it also takes a bit of the shock out with that extra backing as well. You've got gussets in it as well, which are made from a textile material, exactly the same as used in Galactico textile gussets. As we move down the collection, the most popular seller at this moment in time, not just at AB1 Direct, but with the retail partners as well, is the Nero. Nero features an all-weather 4mm foam. Once again, a 3.5mm backing foam to it. Full neoprene body to it. But this Undici glove features a stretch strap, which wraps twice. It's the only glove within this collection that does that. It fits similar to Fuso. Again, I've gone for a size 8 because I always look to start with the size 8. And they're a tighter fit than the Fuso. Again, it's got the mesh gussets, wrap over, wrap under thumb, and the really nice feature is the stretch strap. The foam on this is an all-weather foam, as I said. Again, it features the same rubberized injection that's used on the Fuso, so it's the same punch protection across there as well. It has been used by Asmir, and it has been used by a good few other pros playing at the very top level. So they're confident with the foam. It performs in wet and dry. It needs a pre-wash to bring it alive, but once it is alive, it's a really, really tacky foam. Easy to keep clean, colourway striking. You'll see it on many different keepers at the moment. But it's a really nice fitting glove, but very similar to Fuso, just a slightly narrower fit, but nothing major. To complete the collection is the Hex Retro, which is a really nice glove. I don't have any size 8s here, so I've pulled out a pair of size 7s. They will fit me, but they will be super snug, but I know how the size 8 fit. The foam on this is a far cheaper foam, so it's not as expensive, but it's still a really good quality foam, so it's an all-weather foam. It wears really, really well. Again, as with the other models, they've used the mesh gussets, they're not latex. Wrap over thumb, but you don't get a wrap under thumb with the Hex Retro. The strap doesn't go round twice, it goes round once. Again, it's got the rubber tab like all the other models. And I'm going to get my hand in these because I can do, even though they're juniors, I can still get my hand in. There we go. I'm just going to have a look at some of the questions coming in. Hello, do you sponsor young goalkeepers? The brands, they don't sponsor loads of young goalkeepers, and looked at maybe some up and coming goalkeepers here and there. It could be worth writing into the brand potentially if you wanted to give a little CV on where you're at, where you're playing, and one of the team will get back to you and see what could possibly be done for you. So that hopefully that answers your question there. Marcus has joined me. Hi Marcus, hope you're okay, buddy. He said, get them guys, I have lots of pairs. You're going for Nero, I believe, Marcus, don't you? I think you had some last week with some ID on as well, so I remember well. Well, we got that perfect goalkeeper glove, thank you very much indeed. Right, let's get these on, give you an idea how they're fitting. Right, obviously they're really tight for size because I've got a size 7, but the foam doesn't have as much backing to it, so it's a 3.5mm foam, these. So it's just not as thick. It's what they call a new basic foam, NB foam. So it's ideal for match play. Asma has used this. It has been used by professionals, but you won't see as many professionals using this grade of foam. It's still a decent foam, but it's obviously the price point reflects the materials that are used. There's a really nice backhand to it, quite a thick neoprene backhand with a backing in it. Really nice mesh gussets as well, so you get a nice snug fit to it as well. And like I say, you've got the wrap over thumb on it as well. Pull loop like the rest of the models as well, so you've got your pull loop there, which is used on all of them, is on all the Untitled models, other than the Fuso. Fuso doesn't have that on because it's just that slightly different fit. So that gives you a really nice flavour for Untitled, the 4 models. And by me explaining the fits, they're all fitting very similar, but just the slightly different tweaks. It's not like there's one model with different colourways. So I hope this is giving you a greater insight into the Untitled. If you've got any other questions about any of the other AB1 goalkeeping gloves or goalkeeping products, do get them into me. Drop them in the comments box below, and next week's show we could be answering your questions. So I hope that's given you a greater insight. We're waiting for Ryan to join us. He won't be too far away now, so once he does, we're going to have a look at his career coming through at Liverpool, of all clubs, and we're going to get some top tips for you as a young goalkeeper, and hopefully be able to pass that on to you as well. Like I say, this is a show that's not just about product, it's about talking to professionals at the top of their game and bringing you some really good insight. So as the show goes on, please do drop some comments in the comments box, and we will endeavour to try and answer those if we can. Keep them sensible for me as well, please, which will be good. Just waiting for Ryan to join us now. He's going to be joining us from the AB1 shop Instagram page because he doesn't have an Instagram account, so he's going to be using our AB1 shop. So if you're not following the AB1 shop on Instagram, make sure you do head over on Instagram once the show finishes this evening and give AB1 shop a follow. There's often competitions and bits on that Instagram account as well, so that's well worth looking out for as well. I'm just going to have a look, see if there's any other questions. Have you guys, before Ryan joins us, any questions about any of the Untitled models? I will be more than pleased to answer away. Like I said, the bestseller at the moment is 100% the Nero. The Nero is selling really, really well, and it's very popular. It comes and it goes very, very quickly. Asmir did wear this for a short time at the start of the season, but he's gone back over to wear the Impact Uno in the orange colourway because it's matching his goalkeeping kit at the moment, and he is just a massive fan of the Uno gloves. So I've had Marcus, he's put, what is the best match preparation for 10:30 to 12:30 kickoff? Mate, that is a really good question. I will ask him that in a minute. I'm going to Gavin, my cameraman, is with me, and I'm going to get him to remember that if he would, and we will definitely do that for you. So that will be good. That's a really good question. Pre-match preparation is really important. Marcus, if you get a chance, take a look at Tom Heaton's interview that I did last week. He has some really good top tips on pre-match preparation and how to prepare for a game. So yeah, make sure you catch up on that. It's well worth checking out for sure. I'm going to see if there's any other questions come in. There's people on there all the time. Who are you going live with? This evening, Sam, we're going to go live with Ryan Fullton, who plays up in Scotland for Hamilton Academies. He's going to join me from the AB1 shop account because he doesn't have an Instagram. Shortly joining us on the show. Favourite glove cut? At the moment, in all honesty, it has to be the negative surround. I just think it's an advancement on the negative cut. I just prefer that tighter fit. And when I put it on my hand and I get them in, there's something special about a negative surround. As I pull it on. If you were around, Ryan, if you were ready to join us, if you could just invite him to join the show, that would be fantastic. I think he's around watching now, so hopefully he's going to join us. And that's the, I'll just put the glove on again, but yeah, like the fit. I like it because of just that extra on the tips, but you still got the tightness of the negative cut. So it's almost between a cross between roll finger and negative cut in a weird kind of way. Just the tops off on the fingers do give it a really nice surround fit, and it almost narrows off into the negative cut, and that's why I do like the negative surround. But negative cut was always my favourite beforehand. So yeah, they're a really good fit. So yeah, it's either negative or negative surround for me. So yeah, hopefully that answers my favourite cut for sure. What is my favourite goalkeeper? Oh, my favourite goalkeeper is my good friend Asmir. I'm a massive fan of Asmir and really enjoying watching him play at the moment and doing really well. So he's my favourite goalkeeper without any question. I think Ryan's now ready to join us. So hope he's here. Ryan, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. Sorry, I'm not used to all this Instagram stuff, so it took me a while.
No, that's fine. Thank you for joining me. It's awesome to have you join us on the show. For any professional goalkeeper to come on here and give our viewers an insight into the life of a professional is amazing. So I've got some good questions for you. I've already had a couple come in already, so I'm going to ask them later in the show as well. Ryan, let's go back to the start. Did you always want to become a goalkeeper?
I think deep down I did, obviously. I think like most goalkeepers have started outfield for a bit. But no, yeah, I think like deep down, that's what I wanted to do. And I'd say I got my chance. I was playing outfield, and then the goalkeeper he was ill. So yeah, I put my hand up to go in there, and it all went from there, really.
What was your first pair of gloves? Do you remember the first pair of gloves you wore?
I'm sure there were cells.
Yeah. And how many years ago was that? When was the first time you pulled on your first pair of gloves?
Yeah, I think it must have been 7-year-old.
You were pretty young then. Pretty young. Yeah. So how did it develop? So you end up in goal. You start playing. How did your professional career kick off? What was your first club, Brian?
Yeah, so obviously from there I was playing locally for Fulham Colts. obviously I was from Burnley, so that was a local team to me then. And then, like I say, I was playing there and I got scouted for Liverpool. So basically from there, then I went to like a training camp over by Preston, which was took by Tony Elliott at the time. And then I did my day there, and then literally as we pulled up at the house, my dad's phone rang, and that was basically like, yeah, it all went well. Can you go down to the academy at Liverpool and go and train there for a bit? So I went there, and then they offered me a trial for 6 weeks, and then after 2, they wanted to sign. So that was it from there, basically.
Wow, what was that moment like when a club such as Liverpool picked you up as a young lad? That must be such a boost for not just a goalkeeper, but for any player.
Yeah, no, it was obviously great. Obviously, growing up, it was all Burnley because that's where I was from, and I had the chance to go to there. And I think obviously my dad was big on saying like, Liverpool's a massive club, you can't turn that down, blah blah. So yeah, obviously now looking back, it was definitely a massive moment for me, and great to like go there and learn off some of the best, coaches, and even looking up to, like Pepe Reina was there when I was coming through and things like that. So it was great to get around them and learn a few bits from them.
So you went in at a young age, 8 years old. How many years were you there for?
Yeah, so 13 years altogether. I left when I was 21.
Wow, so it was a long stint there.
Yeah.
And the goalkeepers you worked with, who was the standout goalkeeper in your time at Liverpool? Who was the biggest influence on your career at this stage? Yeah,
biggest influence got to be Mignolet. Just how he's off the field as well as on the field. Like I say, he was a bit unfortunate at times at Liverpool. I think he came in obviously after Pepe Reina. It was a massive success for them, and like I say, but to learn off him was something else. Like just the way he was, like I say, off the field was massive. Learning bits in the gym, nutrition, bits like that was a big influence for me anyway.
No, it's awesome to be able to learn from somebody with such a profile, such as Mignolet. He was a decent goalkeeper, wasn't he? Like you say, it was always hard to follow in the footsteps of Reina. He was there for a fair while before that, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think like honestly, the way he trained, like it, everyone says you train the way you play. Like he really did. He trained so hard every single day. He was always, the levels he set for himself was so hard, and then obviously that came down to us as well because we were, we all wanted to follow in his footsteps and train as hard as he did and as well as he did.
Did you have a goalkeeping idol growing up, Ryan? Was there a particular goalkeeper that you watch a lot and not model your game on, but someone that really inspired you within goalkeeping?
You see, my dad was a Rangers fan, so I watched them a lot growing up. So Stefan Kloss was big, and obviously like Alan McGregor now. Obviously he's someone that I looked to when I was growing up, and now hopefully I'll play against him in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah,
that would be really exciting. He's done ever so well, hasn't he?
Yeah, obviously coming in there, he's still going at the age he's at now and playing at such a good level, and and you look at the performances he's made, he's been massive for Rangers.
Yeah, how are you finding your time in Scotland? Are you enjoying it out there?
Yeah, it's really good. It's like obviously I came up here, I sort of knew how it was anyway from playing like Scotland at youth level and stuff like that. I knew a lot of the lads, but yeah, coming up here and you see the games. Obviously, it's totally different, but it's definitely got a different pace and tempo to it, and obviously physicality is massive up here.
Yeah, how's it been playing without fans? Because obviously you're used to playing in front of crowds of fans, and with COVID-19 and everything that's happening in the world at the moment, has it been strange playing those games without any fans?
Yeah, it has been strange. Like I've sort of not been able to step back and really take it in because obviously last season for me I was out injured all season, so it's been just I wanted to play, and whether it's with fans or without fans, but it definitely is strange. Definitely doesn't have the same feel to it.
Yeah, a lot of players were saying that it doesn't kind of have that. It's not like obviously not like a training game. It doesn't have that kind of buzz around it. If you found that there's that like you're saying, the atmosphere and the buzz, and almost like that when you're at home, that extra man by having your home fans there.
Yeah, that's it. Like you do. I think you do miss that, definitely, especially when we go and play, like for Rangers and Celtic, who's going playing 50, 60,000 fans there, that annoys you. So that's definitely a big miss for them, but also for us as well. I think we get when you go there, you get an extra kick out of their fans because it's something incredible.
Yeah, I had a question come in a little while ago, and you were talking about early kickoffs. I don't know, obviously kickoffs sort of vary so much for players. A young lad said to me he gets a lot of kickoffs around sort of 10:30 and 11:30. What preparation would you do if you have games that kick off at that time? What sort of tip could you give young Marcus?
Yeah, obviously, I think you have to go to bed a little bit earlier to get up that bit earlier. But because we want to be eating around 3 hours before a game. That's typically what you're trying to aim for. So yeah, obviously, if you're 10:30, you really want to be half 7 in the morning. But just to get your range in there, let it all settle down and stuff. But yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is even leading up to the game as well. The preparation you do there with, such as your training, your eating, even preparing yourself mentally. And I think a big for me is looking after your gloves and your boots. I think they get you switched on a bit. When you go there with clean gloves, clean boots, and looking fresh, I think you feel a bit better yourself.
What sort of it's quite a good tip actually. This could be looking at glove preparation before match day. Is a particular routine that you have? Do you always pull a new pair out of the packet, or do you like to train in them on the Friday before the weekend? Is there a little sort of routine you go through, Ryan?
Yeah, see, I'd get mine out, say, a new pair on a Wednesday, and I wouldn't wear them for full sessions, just the warm-up on the Wednesday, and then a little bit more on the Thursday, and same again the warm-up on the Friday. So I feel like they're ready to go for the Saturday. But obviously between that time, I'll wash them Friday straight after training and let them dry out, air out. Yeah. So yeah.
With your gloves, do you always keep them on you? Because I was chatting to Tom Heaton last week when he come on, and he said he never leaves his gloves around the training ground. He'd always take it home with him. He didn't want anyone to tamper with his gloves. Is that something you do as well?
Not so much my training gloves, but yeah, definitely match day gloves. They come away with me because, like I say, I wash them on a Friday anyway, and I like to take my gloves and boots in with me for the game. But obviously now we're in COVID, we're not allowed in the dressing room. So basically, at the minute we're going in dressed to train, and literally as soon as training's done, we're out straight in the car and home, and shower at home, wash your kit at home.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, obviously it's been pretty
different, isn't it? Yeah, it was so different to how things were. How many pairs of gloves did you go through in the season, Ryan?
You see, it's hard to say because some of our games are on AstroTurf, so obviously that can rip the gloves, and I probably wear my gloves for about 3, maybe 4 matches. Depending how busy we are in the match, and depending what happens in the match. The other week we came out for a through ball and I'd come through my glove, so I put a big hole in it. So obviously that was then done basically. So yeah, I think I average about 3 games and I change them. And like I said, they'll come for my training then.
Yeah, no, they're really good tips. I want to talk to you about training, Ryan. Sort of during the week, training wise, what do you really focus on? Especially sort of as a professional, but maybe sort of looking back to when you were a young lad, was there a specific focus you put on in training?
See, I think for me the biggest thing is doing the basics well. I think that's massive as a goalkeeper. I think that's where your warm's always feel good, get your hands there, your eyes, and I think obviously depending as well who you're playing. So, as usually Stoke City for example, how they used to be, it's balls are going to come in the box. So I think a lot of it used to you train around the team as well, what you're going to face. So, a lot of balls are going to come in the box. You'll go more towards crossing during the week. There'll be a bit more emphasis on that. But I think altogether, you've got to cover sort of every basis we can. But I think, growing up, I think I was always drilled into me, do the basics well, and the rest will take care of itself.
Do you think, as a young goalkeeper, there's a lot of young goalkeepers tuning in, is it important for a young goalkeeper to be attending sort of a regular academies or regular dedicated coaching sessions? Because a lot of these guys come on, they don't particularly work with keeper coaches regularly enough. Do you think that's something that's really important as a young keeper developing?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps because you can pick up more things off their ideas, and they'll see bits that you might not see yourself, like when you're going through drills and different bits and bats. And yeah, I think definitely something because it's more dedicated to you as a goalkeeper and more focused on you as that for improving. But I know you can get a lot with a team, but you want to try and get that personal and that one one-on-one as well, to try and teach you on the bits where maybe you need to improve on, bits that you just need to touch up. And I think it's definitely important.
Right, and sort of off the field, do you focus a lot on your nutrition as well? Do you eat well?
Yeah, I think that obviously that's a massive part, and it's something I probably learned late. Like I say, once I got around Minu, that's when it really it sunk in that how important it is, because he was, like I say, very big on it. And I think that's when, especially for the younger, I wish I started earlier with the nutrition side of things, and same again with the gym as well. Even I think the gym's massive as well.
Do you get in the gym a lot, Ryan?
See, again, it's hard at the minute because of COVID and restrictions and stuff that we have in place there. But before that I probably go to the gym every single day, but they'd all be different in terms of before a game, like on a Friday, it'd be more like for stretching and just activation stuff before training. But then after, once we train on like a Tuesday and Thursday, I used to like to try and get some power stuff in there, like power stuff like box jumps and just work on that sort of stuff. And then same again, I touch up bits of upper body when I felt like I had enough energy to go in there and do that.
No, it makes good sense. When we spoke earlier on the phone, you suffer with a few injuries throughout your career. How are you feeling at the moment? You're feeling fit at the moment. I know last season was a tough season. You're fully fit at the moment? Yeah,
touch wood, I've been really good this season in terms of staying fit and train every single session that's been available. So yeah, I think obviously I've had a few bad injuries in the past, and hopefully they're behind me now.
Yeah, onwards and upwards for sure. What's aspirations for the season for Hamilton?
For us, just obviously every season we want to improve on last season. That's the biggest thing. But yeah, we want to try and get as high up the table as we can, and obviously to stay in the Premier League is a big sort of achievement for Hamilton. So that's definitely the main goal.
Yeah, tough. You said you've got Rangers coming up in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, 2 weeks. That's our next game. So we have a free weekend this weekend coming up, and then the next game is Rangers on Sunday.
Yeah, Steven Gerrard at Rangers. Did you get to play with him? Your time at Liverpool, did you ever get on the training field with Steven Gerrard?
Yeah, so I trained with him for 2 years. I said 2 good years, but yeah, he's obviously, even as a coach now, you see how good he is, how well he's got a team playing and stuff. But yeah, so same again, learn off him as well. Bits I know, not so much goalkeeping, but definitely, how to win and how going into games. And same again, he was big on the gym and nutrition especially.
Yeah. No, I speak to Asmir regularly, and he's another one that just eats so well and looks after his body impeccably well. And it is a big thing in professional sport, isn't it? A lot of the young guys are always looking for tips, and like you say, eating and gym are 2 big things, aren't they?
Yeah, massive, especially for my injuries as well, keeping on top of them, make sure they don't reoccur again. Gym and nutrition's massive, and sleep as well. Yeah,
sleep's key. It's something I'm not very good at, sleeping. But what would you look for our sleep before match day? Is there like an optimum sleeping time that you aim to get as a professional goalkeeper?
I always look for about 8 hours before a game. Obviously, I've got a little one, so my sort of body clock's embedded with him. So even on the game day, I don't really lie in. Whereas probably I used to. I used to have a bit more of a lie in. But the little one, that's changed now. So my routine has to change to suit football and suit him. So I get up a bit early now. I probably feel better from it. Yeah. Just not having too much sleep. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I feel better from having less sleep than what let's say having a lie in.
Yeah, just get yourself in the zone as soon as you can, I guess. Before you go, I just want to grab, obviously it's predominantly young goalkeepers watching this show. They're all looking to make it in the game. Everybody is looking to get as far as they possibly can. What is the top tip you can give any young sort of 9-10-year-old that's looking to make his way in the game to become a professional footballer? I know it's difficult as a goalkeeper, but what's Ryan's top tip?
I think the biggest one's, not letting setbacks get to you. And, everybody gets to whether it's an injury. Look at the top keepers, they all have setbacks, whether it's a mistake or whatever. But I think you just can't give up. Like I say, whether that's you get released, a bad game, whatever it is. You just got to keep that focus and, you know what your dream is and keep going and working hard to get there.
No, that's a really good answer. I've got another question coming, Ryan. It says, Ryan, how do you analyse your games? Do you look at your mistakes and work on them, or do you sit down and watch videos of the games afterwards?
Yeah, so straight after the game, we get sent our clips through, and then, like I say, their individual clips as well. So yeah, look at all them and see what's gone well. I don't think you got to look at the positives as well as the negatives. Like, you've definitely got to address them and see what you could have done better. Like, for me, like, I'm quite big on it. I think probably most keepers are. They look at every single goal and think, can I prevent that? Could I have done something different? But yeah, so I think it's definitely, you've got to look at them as well to just clear your mind and say, right, that's, look to that. This is what I'd do next time, and put it to bed, because you can't dwell on them.
Yeah, no, definitely. What's your favourite save? It's not another question that's just coming. You got anything that stands out in particular at all?
Yeah, my debut. So I went on loan to Portsmouth when I was 19, and our first game was against Oxford, and I saved the penalty and the rebound.
Oh, wow.
Third time, I'll give it away first. Biggest stop. My favourite one, because I say it was debut and how it was.
How was your time at Portsmouth? You were there for quite a short period of time, but did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was really good. Loved it. Like, especially, again, it was going out there and really tasting what first team football is about. Like I said, I'd been around it, but I sort of, when you're not that I was not involved, but it's different when you're playing. I think you take a lot more out of it, and you see the difference there. That everyone's playing for everything. Like, the 3 points is massive, and like I say, you're a part of that to get that. So I think, yeah, it was. I loved it, and it was my first real taste of that, and that's what sort of as well meant a lot more.
No, it sounds awesome. Following the footsteps of Asma as well, because he come through at Portsmouth, didn't he? As a young goalkeeper as well. It's not far away from where I live actually as well. It's great to hear about your time there. Really enjoyed you coming on the show today. It's been brilliant. You've given a great insight to young goalkeepers as well. Some brilliant tips there. I want to wish you all the best for the season. Loads of messages coming in as well. Good luck for the Rangers game. So Ryan, a massive thank you for joining me this evening. And we look forward to catching up with you again later on in the season at some stage.
Yeah, definitely. You take care.
Thank you, Ryan.
Cheers. See ya.
Cheers. Bye-bye. A massive thank you to Ryan Fulton, who's joined us this evening. Some unbelievable top tips for young goalkeepers. Thank you guys for getting involved as well. I've tried to answer as many questions as you can. I have just missed one there, but thank you very much for the guys that have joined in this evening. Hope you can join me again next week, Monday night, 7 p.m, Instagram Live. We'll be talking product. Send me your questions, and I will be looking to bring on another AB1 endorsee. I'm not sure who that's going to be at the moment, but if I can get somebody to commit, I will get an announcement out in the coming days. Thank you very much indeed. Have a great evening, everybody.